Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AI Product and Marketing MBA. My name is Andrew. I'll be taking you through the product stream of the AI MBA. And I'm going to take you through the introduction to AI today. My background is in product management for about a decade now. I started off as a computer scientist specializing in e-commerce and digital business. I've also completed a master's degree in program and project management, where I've continued as a project manager after that for a couple of years, and then realized my heart actually lies in creating value for customers and businesses, not really just churning out features because they're in scope. So that's kind of the pivotal point of me switching from a project manager to a product manager. So I have actually delivered multiple AI products, namely for Yahoo and also for Money 2020. With my decade-long experience in product management and also some experiences in delivering AI products, I will take you through the journey of how to identify issues, when to use AI, what you should do when you're creating AI products in the coming weeks within this course. So key concepts of AI. I understand there are why, how, and what, but I really want to slot in when in this framework. I'm sure a lot of you already understand why or has already explored the why within your company or within yourself of using AI in the workplace or for your personal use. So I'm not going to spend too much time diving into why you need it. I think by attending this course or watching this video, you have already understood the why yourself. So coming next is I want to dive deeper into when do you actually need AI and which one do you need to use for your company and for your product. And then further on with the course later in the next few weeks, we're going to dive into the theme of how and what you should do and what to do. So AI is like a microphone. Borrowing an example from Daniel Priestley. In his book, he talked about a microphone being a new technology. Uh, just imagine that you live in 1876 when the first microphone has just been invented. There are a lot of people like trying to make money out of a microphone, like how to make money with microphones, microphone secrets, and microphone wealth creation, etc., etc. As minute as how to switch on microphone and fiddling with the dials of the volume button. But I think everyone's got it wrong. Just like AI, right now AI is all over the internet, all over the news at the moment, and people have been trying to tempt you with, oh, make a million within 2 minutes with AI. Just like microphone uh, is just going to amplify a bad singer. What you should be investing in is to become a better singer or a person who can leverage the microphone to voice out better to the wider audience of what you want to show them and talk about and convey your ideas and concepts. AI is the same. There's so many theme rappers, as I put it, out there right now, just rapping around what ChatGPT is doing or what ChatGPT has already built on, and then resell it as a package, as a business. Much like prompt engineering, it was really a thing, really a job really taking off in early 2023 when most people didn't know what prompt is about and how to magically ask or request an AI model to respond to you in the right way. So prompt engineering became a thing, became a business or a job, and made a lot of money. People are creating different books, tutorials, etc., charging people thousands of dollars to understand how to work from how to talk to an AI model. But as time goes by, that doesn't work anymore because most people understood how it works. Most people can even ask ChatGPT or other AI models to tell them what prompt to use instead. So in the age of AI, you really have to think hard about how you can extract the value of AI from its core, from your business, how it's going to aid you and propel you to the next level, rather than the thin wrapper around AI, the thin layers that you're standing on top of AI. So the big question is when to use which AI. There are so many different AI models out there, different tools, different ways of interacting with AI. There are millions and millions of AI tools. Maybe it's a bit of over exaggerating, but there are hundreds of tools coming out every single day. Every day you check in what's the best AI tool for certain things. There'll be something new coming out. So the key point here is for you and your business to decide when to use which AI. They're only as good as when you use it correctly. So let's go through some of the key concepts of AI. There are different layers of AI. So AI is just an umbrella term of different things. So at the top of the tree is your AI. Next level down is machine learning, and the next level down is deep learning. And where we are getting all the frenzy and hype right now is at the level of Gen AI, which is right at the bottom of the AI stack. So let's put some context to what does it mean by each layer. So at the top layer AI, people are trying to solve global challenges, space explorations, healthcare revolutions, new drug discovery, etc. So very all those complex issues that humankind cannot comprehend and then create next best action at the moment without the aid of AI. So AI model really means that it simulates human intelligence in machines and encompasses a broad range of technologies, including machine learning, natural language processing, robotics, and computer visions. It transforms every industry, automate tasks, and improving decision making along the way. So AI model is actually an intrinsic part of our everyday life. It's going to help us become a better business, better processes, more effective, more efficient way of doing things with multiple layers um, of AIs that integrates into one AI model. And the second layer, machine learning, is all about tailored experience. Virtual assistants, health diagnostics, treatments, etc., providing you a more personalized experience just for you or just for that sub-segment of you. So you're not being treated as a generic profile. So it involves algorithms and statistic models that enable computers to perform without human interference or explicit instructions. It can automate and improve various processes within industries. The biggest use is actually personalization and recommendations in retail. So your personalized news feed and also your recommendations when you are shopping on Amazon, shopping in other retailers. So machine learning can actually lead to more accurate predictions, improve efficiencies, and discover things that you couldn't think of or you couldn't do uh, in normal circumstances. So what it does is actually help you and your business to stay more competitive and innovative within your sector because of your personalization or your prediction is more accurate than your peers. So machine learning models is mainly delivering that accuracy for um, for individuals at an individual level. Next up, we have deep learning. So deep learning is all about facial detection, data mining, recognitions, like voice recognitions, transcribed. Um, so the technology that we're seeing right now is, for example, helping me to transcribe this recording a lot quicker than normally, than maybe even just a year ago. When you look at YouTube channels and other people who are um, who needed transcribing for their videos and their talks. Normally, they would just have a recording and someone type it out and then edit it. Right now, you can use the machine learning tools to help you do it, and it's very accurate, especially with English and also some other more well-spoken languages. So It actually used a complex pattern in data, mimicking the learning of how human brain works. And it is the pivotal moments of how we use image recognitions and natural language processing as much better advancement and for much larger improvements. So this is where we are seeing the possibility of us talking to machines or helping machines to listen or see or learn from other forms of medium other than text. But this one thing that you got to be careful with is that you need to focus on gathering high quality data and very, very large data sets to make it happen. Even Apple yesterday has announced a collaboration with Google's Gemini, purely because the big techs out there understand gathering all the data. There are only so much, well, there are a lot of data out there, but there are only so much that we can capture and then use as well. Everyone will be fighting for that gold mine. And I think Apple realizes is they are actually behind the curve, and by collaborating with Google might be a wiser choice of spending their money and their investment. So lastly is where we get the most attention right now. Gen AI is all about content creation. This is where your ChatGPT and other AI tools that you keep seeing every single day. This is the layer that they're operating, or most of them are operating in right now. So it is technology about, well, you guess it, generating new content like text, images, videos, and music, etc. And it is a very powerful tool for developing innovative products and features because it opens up the possibility of how people or customers or users interact with systems right now. Before, we can only interact with text or maybe a voice note, but the machine doesn't really understand. But when generative algorithm comes in, or Gen AI, it actually helps you to create better. Helps systems and other people at the other end of the system to understand better through Gen AI. And as a business, you need to identify areas where it can create most value, such as marketing, customer service, which is a very popular one, and or product development. So today and going forward, we're mainly going to talk about Gen AI, just because it's where all the attentions are right now. Also, is an easier place for you to create a proof of concept and get on to square one. You can't even go back to square one because there's no square one, but help you to hop onto square one and then decide what to do next. Of course, going down the road, we'll be touching on some deeper learning levels, some deeper AI models. How do you train it? How you should train it, and other tools and so on. But the concept and the main theme is about how you can leverage Gen AI to help you develop new products, new offerings of products within your businesses, etc. So, do you recognize this term? Some do, some may not. For those that who does not recognize this term, if I put a name here and logo, then you will immediately notice it is actually GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So there are three key facts about Gen AI. Well, number one is hallucination is a feature, not a bug. Well, I didn't say that. This guy did. So, well, jokes aside, what actually makes up Gen AI? Gen AI is actually two parts. So one is LLM, large language models. Most people think it is the Gen AI itself, but it's not. It's actually part of Gen AI. Um, this your everyday ChatGPT and your Bird, Claude, etc. So those are your LLM models, which are great for text and understanding text. There's also another one, which is a diffusion model. Expands on LLM by incorporating different types of media. So there's your images, videos, and music. Those are coming from diffusion. It's a different model to look at generating different type of data other than text. So if you combine the two, you get tools like DALL-E and Midjourney. So we can't not talk about foundation models when it comes to Gen AI. So what are they? So those are very familiar logos out there. Meta, OpenAI, Bird, Claude 3. They're all examples of foundation models. So they're basically large machine learning models trained on vast volumes or amount of data that you can adapt and fine tune for your own use. So those are the baseline. So you don't really have to go out and train your own model. You can already use Meta's Llama, OpenAI, and also Bird as your base model. Whichever one you choose, it doesn't really matter. Of course, there are some criteria when it comes to choosing the right model, whether they're open or they're closed, which I'll be touching on later on in the course. But you have to understand by going into AI, there's no shame of using other people's stuff because they've spent billions and billions of dollars training those models and multi-years of work. So it's quite hard for anyone in the industry right now to say, well, I'm going to have a better model than you do. Well, they can say that, but because they've already done so much behind the scene. Like Claude 3, the founder of Claude 3 CEO, he actually came from OpenAI, so he helped build ChatGPT 3.0. So there were a lot of knowledge and expertise already been in work before they can actually come up with models like this. So by identifying specific use cases within your product, then you can choose the right foundation models for your specific use case. Either to enhance functionality, improve user experience, or other operational efficiencies. One thing I forgot to put in here is growth as well uh, and also Mistral by Croak is by Elon Musk. Um, the, the one of the advantage of Croak is speed. It's very fast. It's miles faster than OpenAI. So there's one criteria to look at, like speed. Is it one thing that you treasure? Is your customers and your users going to value speed? If it is, then you should definitely choose others than OpenAI because OpenAI is quite slow. Is quite knowingly slow. So with all of those different things going on, it's important to understand there are different layers, right? So right at the bottom, I've already touched on. So right at the bottom, there are two new terms: transformer and diffusion. Those are the architecture of the models that are built on. So we've talked about the middle layer, which is the model. We've got the Bird, OpenAI, Meta, but you also have stable diffusion and Gen2 runway, Gen2 by runway, basing on the diffusion model to create images and videos. So there are now I've touched on what the models are. At the application level, you might be or you might not be surprised that models is one thing, but there are a lot of applications that are actually built on top of well-known models. For example, Bing is actually built on OpenAI, and Duolingo Max is also built on OpenAI. DALL-E is actually built on OpenAI in combination uh, with diffusion structure at the bottom of it. It's not using stable fusion or Gen2, but it's using its own model to create images. And of course, like Midjourney is based on stable diffusion. So when you're developing your application, it's your right to actually stand on the shoulder of other giants who has already done all the hard work. and you can build your services and application that has a better use case than just an open model for everyone to use. So with all the models, they're all based on two main architecture. One is transformer, the other one is diffusion. So what is transformer? Well, it is the backbone of ChatGPT and a lot of the LLMs out there. It's a deep learning model. It mimics how the brain works using artificial neural networks (ANN) to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of training the model with large data sets. It allows it is actually a groundbreaking thing when it came out, when the attention is all you need, published uh, back in 2017, I think. It totally transformed how Gen AI works. So this transformer is the backbone of ChatGPT, and this is something that you'll be hearing from now and then to understand. Okay, ChatGPT is amazing because of groundbreaking of transformer architecture. And the next one is diffusion. It is a type of generative model used to produce high quality and realistic images. The way it works is to actually remove all the noises and then produce data that we know as pictures, images, or video. Um, it, it it has the ability to create a high quality content on demand. So that's why that's why Midjourney and Dali, not Dali, sorry, yeah, partially it's based on Dali, Midjourney, and Runway and other um, Tensor, all those multimedia AI tools are much or more or less based on diffusion architecture. Of course, all great with Gen AI is all amazing, but of course there are some limitations. Number one is that AI can't replace human judgment or logic yet. It's quite well known that Gen AI is not really good at reasoning and logical thinking. We'll never know when it will be a point that AI can actually replace reasoning, human interventions and judgments. But I probably wouldn't trust it too much because Gen AI is still a black box. Even Sam Altman admits that he doesn't understand fully how Gen AI works or how Transformer really works in the background. So AI shouldn't and can't replace human judgment at the moment. So you should be very careful when it comes to um, asking for conclusion or decision making based on what ChatGPT tells you. And next is that AI can't do work for you. Right now, is really good at like a singular task. Although it can link up multiple things, like you ask ChatGPT to inspire you with a prompt. Need some inspirations. Tell me a prompt that would work for DALL-E or for Midjourney, and then create an image. So you can tell ChatGPT or any AI bot that, and then it can create you an image directly. So it's sort of like helping you to connect different dots together. But there's still a task of creating an image or realistic image based on what you're thinking and what you hope for. But it doesn't actually. So those are tasks, but not a real job. So for example, it can't actually do a job for you. Like I want a sample of like 5 different images for our copywriter and marketing team to look at and put it onto social media or place a advertisement um, out there for SEOs or for other use or campaign usage. So you can't really do your job like that. You can't give a command and it does everything for you. So you might be using multiple AI tools in that job to help you to achieve that goal. So AI doesn't do all the work for you again yet. And lastly, AI is only as good as the data that trained it. We need to be very careful in understanding what AI is telling us because of hallucination, because of other things, other limitations. that it might have from the training data set. I mean, it can be trained on the latest data, but you never know. It's like talking to a random stranger, asking for medical opinion. You have no idea what background he has and where he has been trained. Has he got access to the latest model, theses, publication, etc.? If you're talking to a random stranger, you definitely not trust that person, albeit how convincing that he might sound. So you always have that thing. You always have that doubtfulness of the truth that he's saying. Same goes for AI. So it really depends on the data set that's been trained on. And right now, it's quite hard to actually nail down what data set it's been trained on, unless you're using an AI model by a company who has specified its use cases in certain areas, like healthcare, like aviation, like um, air tunnel modeling, etc. So you have to be very careful.